there is something important about the time of planting, the time of working, the time of building things up in your spiritual life, which will manifest in your physical life. I feel like in this generation, we are so tied down to, oh, I want to see results now, immediate gratification. We're like a microwave generation. We want to start something and we want it to just blow automatically, but that's not the way God works. Not saying he can't do it for you, because he's the God that can do everything, but God is a God. He works in stages. And in Ecclesiastes 3:1, I believe it is, he says, there's a time to mourn, there's a time for joy, there's a time to plant, there's a time for harvest, there's a time to cry, and then there is a time to be joyful. So that should be the outlook that we have in everything, that knowing that, okay, I'm praying for something, I'm fasting for something, I'm reading on something, I'm building myself up, I'm sacrificing my time. It's not in vain. God will bring it out in the physical, but it's about knowing your heart posture, and it's about knowing the season that you're in. There's something so important about working in the season that you're in, because you don't know what's going to come in the next season. An example of this is David. When David, his brothers were at war, his brothers were basically living that life, there were those guys, he was behind there working with the sheep, taking care of things. And everyone, even when Prophet Jesse came to look for him, everyone was just like, you're looking for David, you're looking for David. But in that time when he was looking after the sheep, in that time when he was learning how to care, in that time when he was learning how to, his character was being built. And that's the most important thing, so that when Goliath came, when the time to serve came, even under Saul, he knew how to do it because he had been doing it in the previous season. And that's how he was able to overcome in the next season. Because even when he was looking after the cattle and the sheep, he was learning humbleness, he was learning discipline, he was learning all these things that were able to carry him out in his next season. And had he not gone through what he had gone through in the next season, he wouldn't have been able to survive, or he wouldn't have been able to sustain it. But in that season, it was able to make him stronger, make him greater, because God knew that he could trust him with the little, so that when he gave him more, he would be able to do right with the more. So rest assured that everything is fine, everything is working together for your good. He says that every single detail, everything is working together for your good, and he has a plan to prosper you, not to harm you. It doesn't mean you won't go through trials and tribulations. It just means that in the season, stay planted, stay praying, stay reading your word, and God will fulfill what he needs to fulfill in your life.